What's up, everybody? It's time to get back to the Vikings franchise here on Madden 17, and we're going to go through the preseason today. I have some highlights from the 4 games. And of course, this year, the most exciting thing about this team is the addition of quarterback Drew Brees. No longer a New Orleans Saint, they have moved on. And we made the aggressive decision to sign Drew Brees to a 1-year, $25.6 million contract. But it's not the only thing we did this offseason to help the offense. We drafted talented running back from Miami, Antoine Biddle, and wide receiver Dustin Clemens from Bethune-Cookman. Both are great boosts to our offense, which was the weakest part of our team last year. So let's go into the preseason now, and oddly enough, our first game was against Drew Brees' former team. And they wanted to show off their new quarterback against us. Here he is on 3rd and 10, airing it out deep, and Michael Thomas takes this out of the air from Xavier Rhodes. Now, I do have some secondary concerns right now with the slow development of Mackenzie Alexander and Trey Waynes. We were able to keep Xavier Rhodes aboard, but we'll see how this secondary holds up as Danielle Hunter gets to the quarterback. But what we want to see here is, what does the offense look like in this year? Well, Drew Brees hands it off to Gabriel Fair, who fumbles on his first carry. Now Fair is taking over for Adrian Peterson. Big shoes to fill. And that is not a good way to begin your preseason. But of course the passing offense needs to get a lot better this year, and we'll see if Kyle Rudolph can have big production. We know that Drew Brees enjoyed having Jimmy Graham around for a few years, and they had some big seasons together. Here's a pass outside that is jumped by Kenny Vaccaro as he gets a pick 6 on his former teammate. Trying to throw this out to Gabriel Fair, and a rare mistake here made by Drew Brees. Normally a lot more careful with the football. Hopefully that does not continue. But we got the ball back, a chance for Brees to go back against his former defense, and there is Dustin Clemens down the middle. He doesn't have blazing speed, but sure looked fast on that play. Good route runner, good hands, and maybe some elusiveness. He'll be in the slot every now and then, but I think Diggs fits there as well. Here we are with the second teamers, and this is the rookie running back Antoine Biddle. Now, we took him as early as we did because there wasn't a lot of talent otherwise that I liked as much as Biddle. And I wanted a running back that could complement Gabriel Fair's skill set, and we see his speed in these first couple carries. I want to see what all he can do, so let's play some Wildcat here. A sweep out to Andre Culver, our third running back, who picks up another 5-yard chunk. Here's a 3rd and short with our second quarterback, Mike Glennon, as we're looking for Biddle on the angle route, but it's jarred free. I do think that he can still be a good receiver for us out of the backfield. Well, let's head to defense now. This is the second string defense, giving up a huge run out to Mark Ingram off that right side, and he was gashing the second team defense. Then the Saints go to the air with Zach Mettenberger, a pass to Ingram. We jar it free, but it's picked up by a lineman who rumbles in for the touchdown. Unbelievable. Tyree Garvin forces the fumble. That was what I wanted to highlight here. But then you have the offensive lineman getting a clean path to maybe get his only chance to score a touchdown. I know preseason games tend to be ugly, but that is a whole nother level right there. One more play here in this Saints game, and there is Ben Chavez. We won't forget about our deep threat, but hopefully he is not as unlucky this year as in his rookie season. Jumping into game 2 now against the Indianapolis Colts. Big cushion given there to T.Y. Hilton. And giving him a bonus 15 yards there was not ideal, Harrison Smith. So the Colts driving here. They have Andrew Luck again underneath. Now Philip Dorsett making a move and getting another Colt first down. Secondary definitely causing some concern here. At the 16, Luck down the middle, testing Eric Kendricks as he finds Dwayne Allen. Easily moving down the field, looking to punch this in. It's Luck. Outside to Dorsett, who beats Mackenzie Alexander, and the Colts go up by a touchdown. If the coverage doesn't get better, we may have to get creative in how we create pressure. So let's go to the kickoff now. Antoine Biddle handling these duties. A spin there, and then a burst of speed. Another move. Antoine Biddle. Really exciting opening to this preseason. I don't care about the penalty, especially in preseason. I just want to see players' skills. Here's Stefon Diggs and him getting acquainted with Drew Brees. Need those two to have a good connection this year. Then we go to Gabriel Fair, and he gets rocked here on this play. Nowhere to go. I really wanted us to get a good look at both of these running backs. But 3rd and 7, you got to go to the air, and there is Dustin Clemens. He made some good plays here in the slot, but I do think we will ultimately have a couple different players in that role. Here's a screen pass, another way to get Antoine Biddle the football. Once he gets into the open field, it might be game over for the defense. I wanted him to get some carries with the starters as well, and you can see him continue to shred this defense. I mean, we don't have a great offensive line. I do think it's better this year, but it doesn't hurt to have some added speed there. We could try to run through tackles or run past them, and Biddle was looking pretty good. Let's go into the second half here, some defense, as one thing I noticed in this preseason was that our depth when it came to run defense does seem pretty thin. I focused a lot on getting pass rushers as they throw for another touchdown here. So it did look like maybe that we could use some help in run defense. How about the offense, though? Can they capitalize here in the red zone? Here's a 3rd down, and Glennon gets this to Jarius Wright. That's great. Touchdown Vikings. But this was a pretty risky play here and a tough catch to make for Jarius as he takes this away, it looks like, from Butler. So a good play from Jarius. Still going to get a chance to make this roster. But I wanted to see if we could perform this comeback. So down 5, another screen here, and Antoine Biddle gets the 1st down. Now we go to 3rd down, under 3 minutes left, and this catch is made down the middle. There is the rookie receiver, Drayton. I do think he's very similar to Ben Chavez, but then we get cut on a 4th and 9. Looking for Jarius Wright, who can't hang on in traffic. So we turn it over on downs. These are the plays that can help make a difference when you're trying to make the roster. Thankfully, we got the ball back with minimal time. So Glennon going deep to Ben Chavez. This was a real good throw by Mike Glennon. Finding Chavez downfield, he reels that in despite the contact. So we get down to the 17. And then break out the rookie, Antoine Biddle, who is a matchup threat in the passing game with that elite speed. And this wasn't a linebacker, it was a defensive back that he beats to the end zone. Antoine Biddle's looking like a real playmaker out there, and not one that you leave on the bench very often. So looking to secure this thing and get a preseason victory. Here's a throw to the end zone, and it's tipped and intercepted by Mackenzie Alexander as we pull off the 4th quarter comeback. Very exciting. Now on to game 3 against the San Diego Chargers. And here's a running lane opened up for Melvin Gordon, who gets a good carry against us. Let's go to our offense. Drew Brees playing against the team that drafted him as Gabriel Fair rumbles ahead for a couple yards. Whether Biddle becomes the lead back or not, I do think Fair will still get a real defined role in this offense. I like using multiple running backs, and Fair's power is going to be an asset. Here's Drew Brees underneath, and Stefon Diggs works the crossing pattern to get 11 yards. But I wanted to see more of Gabriel Fair, and this was a great play to demonstrate that he's not a slow, plodding running back like so many have come into the NFL and not done well. He has quickness that most of those backs don't have. One more play here with the starters, and this is Phillip Rivers to Hunter Henry as they get another good completion against us. Now, I was surprised to see that their backup quarterback to Phillip Rivers was none other than Teddy Bridgewater. And how about this effort into the end zone? So Teddy goes from being our hopeful franchise quarterback of the future to now being a backup on the Chargers, but maybe their eventual starter. And I do think that his fit on that offense is ideal. Lots of quick throws and emphasis on the yards after catch. So maybe Teddy and the Chargers could work out one day. And Bridgewater, well, I think he was liking playing against his former team. He made some good throws against us. There's a good tackle made again there by Tyree Garvin. And then a run by Massey, making our defense look absolutely silly. Every team was exposing these backup defenders, but I guess that happens for a lot of teams in preseason. We got some pressure, though, on Teddy. I'm sorry about that, as Josh Tolbert brings him to the ground. I do think we'll rotate in our linebackers a lot more as pass rushers this year, But how about this throw from Teddy up the sideline to Calhoun? Teddy was very sharp in this game. Looking for another score. We get the pressure on him. Teddy Bridgewater is sacked by Rashid Hegman, one of the free agents that we were able to bring in. Trying to keep him out of the end zone. Bridgewater fakes and finds his tight end in the back of the end zone, Gavin Escobar. But let's move on from that game and into the finale. We didn't get to see a ton of success from the starting offense. So, could Drew Brees and the Viking offense get something here against the Bengals? Still giving carries here to Gabriel Fair, who breaks outside, but all he can do is gain a yard. Then on third down, Biddle is in the game. He is our third down back right now, and that is over his head. Come on, Brees, you've thrown to the running back like a million times in your career. You got to make those ones. I don't care how old you are. So we have to go to the defense, and there's a catch made by Tyler Boyd for a first down. And then Dalton heads back to the air to look for A.J. Green on the other side. And there's Trey Waynes in coverage. Needing a big year from him. It's definitely a major season in his career. On the other side, going to Brandon LaFell, spreading the football around to all the different receivers. But you still got to worry about the ground game, right? Third down, Gio Bernard straight ahead. They create a big lane for him. He gets down to the 5. Then looking for a touchdown on third and goal. Dalton right down the middle. Touchdown, Brandon LaFell. So this starting defense left a lot to be desired, as looks like Lincoln Cash is letting out some frustration here. LaFell just wants to celebrate, and Cash just puts him on the ground. So we have backups now the rest of the way. Just kidding. There's no way Antoine Biddle can be a backup with the runs he pulled off here in the preseason. The plan is going to be for Biddle to become our lead running back and third down back, while we're going to mix in Gabriel Fair as well. But I think his speed and his playmaking ability is just too much to leave on the bench. And hey, how about Tyree Garvin here? I liked all these big hits he was making. Now, it would be nice if he could help shore up this run defense, but football is a team sport. One man can't do it all. On first and goal here, chasing the back to the outside. Good job there by Anthony Harris as we defend. Stop him at the 3. Then they try another run here, and this time the defensive line helps create the stop. Third down and goal. Can we make a stand? We get some penetration, and there we go. Good job this time. One of the highlights for our defense in this preseason. I did want to see Ben Chavez make some plays in here, but bad things happen when Chavez is on the field. This throw was completely off the mark, and all he does is watch it go back the other way. Not only is Chavez not scoring the touchdown, he has to watch someone else score a touchdown. I'm kind of feeling bad for him at this point because it's just one thing after another. You know what? His number's 13. Maybe I got to change that. I just thought of that right now. One more player I wanted you to see here is Andre Culver, who just made the catch on the previous play. Gets a first down here on the inside run. And on this play, we set up a screen. And I think that he offers another good option for us with speed out of the backfield as he takes this screen up the sideline for a 68-yard touchdown with some style points added at the end. That's how we're going to finish things here in the preseason. The running backs made things exciting, Antoine Biddle especially. So here were final cuts here, as we released a number of players that you really didn't get to see much during the preseason highlights. And there are no major surprises here. The only major surprises may be that Antoine Biddle is the starter, but after that preseason, could that really be a surprise? I mean, he tore it up out there. Dustin Clemens gets the third receiver spot. The defense does not change in terms of starting rotation, but you may see some new defensive tackles rotate in. We do have some pass rushers. I'm also toying with the idea of letting Anthony Barr be a third down pass rusher. Then you slide in Everson Griffin or Danielle Hunter. Take your pick. And then we use Christoph Leak and Eric Kendricks as nickel linebackers. That might be a good way for us to just get some more pass rush. Maybe. What do you think about that? We made it through the preseason with only one injury, and that was to cornerback Kevin White, who was supposed to be our 5th cornerback on the depth chart. So we did make an additional roster move, signing Sefa Worrell off of the Panthers practice squad, who gives us a good man cover corner. Does not have blazing speed, however. This is a look at the final roster. I did make a couple more cuts and move some players to the practice squad, but this is how things look right now. I think we have good pass rushing depth now at defensive tackle, maybe not so much at end, and that's where I think that our linebackers can help out a little bit more, Josh Tolbert and Anthony Barr. At wide receiver, we're carrying 6 right now. At running back, only 3, so we're not going too crazy over there. I'm feeling pretty good about this roster right now, but I am concerned about some of our depth. In week 1, we have a fun one as we travel on to Arizona to meet the Arizona Cardinals. David Johnson, Patrick Peterson, Alshon Jeffrey. You kidding me? He's out of the NFC North and we still got to deal with him. Tyrann Mathieu and Carson Palmer, now at 38 years old. We're going to have a combined age of starting quarterbacks at 77 in this week 1 matchup. Can't wait. Thank you all for watching the Vikings franchise preseason highlights. If you enjoyed, let me know down in the comments section. And what did you think of the players you got to see today, especially about Antoine Biddle? Subscribe if you have not, and I will see you all in week 1 against the Cards. Have a great day.